Why is Twitter so bad at math? Because I said so. Regardless if you are following math on Twitter or not, if you are a regular user of the app, you will have probably encountered arguments about math, albeit on your timeline or even on the trending page. Now, every social media has discussions upon discussions about varying math topics, but Twitter is special. Perhaps you could even say there's a common denominator. If these math discussions spark up over and over again, you'd probably think that we're talking about some pretty hefty mathematics. Maybe they're talking about the Collatz conjecture or the intricacies of linear algebra. However, you'd be mistaken because the most argued about subjects involving math are elementary to middle school level math. Through my experience on Twitter, the most debated subject is the order of operations. Problems like these tend to blow up every few months and even get on the trending page sometimes. Despite this math not being considered high level, I can understand how there might be confusion when it comes to the order of operations. There are multiple rules to help remember how to deal with the order of operations, and even though they all accomplish the same goal, they have small changes that can be confusing across a math scale. Let's look at this problem. It went extremely viral on Twitter, and you may or may not have seen it before. If we break down the order of operations, we have PEMDAS, BEDMAS, BOMDAS, BODMAS, and even please excuse my dear Aunt Sally to help remember how to go about this problem. Alright, it's time to teach y'all some basic mathematics. I got the problem up here. We're gonna have an Anto solving. Okay, so the first thing here, 6 divided by 2, parentheses 1 plus 2. What do we do first? Now, I know a lot of people know parentheses or brackets come first. 6 divided by 2. What's 1 plus 2? That is equal to 3. So now we have that simplified down. But the big debate when you see polls on Twitter is, do we do this first or do we do this first? Do we do these two terms or these two terms? And I think why people get confused is there's division signs, there's a brackets, these are both division signs, and then when it comes to like parentheses, you know, there's parentheses, but when something's out in and outside of a parentheses, that's multiplication, all right? And then it could also be like that too. And yeah, it's just going off my screen. It could be anything, you know, it could be the double integral, it could be the derivative, you know, it could be anything, you know, I understand. So 6 divided by 2 times 3. Well, sorry to break it to you guys, but we're gonna have to do 2 times 3 first. So it's gonna be 6 divided by 6 because 2 times 3 is 6. And then we have 6 divided by 6, that equals 1. And that's just a definitive solution. You know, you really can't argue with that. I don't know. I think it was like 30% of people said 9, and then you got all these people in the comments like, no, that's not the answer. This is another problem that went viral on Twitter. It's relatively the same concept, except this time a fraction enters the situation. Let's solve this one together. Okay, so this is another problem that went viral on Twitter. Let's just quickly do it together. So first we have to do 3 divided by 1/3. We're dividing a whole number by a fraction, and what we could do to better visualize this is just put 3 over 1, and then we take the reciprocal of the second term when dividing fractions. So it's just that, and that just equals 9. Another thing we could do is we could also just cross multiply it, but either way we arrive at the answer of 9. 9 minus 9 plus 1. Now if we look at PEMDAS or any of the other rules, we know that addition comes before subtraction, but for a statement like 9 minus 9 plus 1, we do not need that. We just go left to right. So 9 minus 9, 0 plus 1 equals 1. Easy. Take that, Twitter. Mathematician Matt Parker said that the correct answer is, and I quote, "You need to write this better so it's not ambiguous." And I can see where he's coming from here. When you have one line of math with a bunch thrown in there, even if it's low-level math, confusion can rapidly spread. Another thing I wanted to talk about was how subscribing, liking, commenting, and even turning on notifications somehow expands not only your logical thinking skills, but every single skill ever. Also, follow me on Twitter because I can't do math, and also that's everything I wanted to say about Twitter and math. Okay, this outro is long. I'm going to make another video now. Goodbye.